Hey, it's your girlfriend Bevy again. So, I'm back to do another video. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, all depending on what location and time you watch the video. Thank you for watching in advance. Please like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff, especially if you want to be, best friends. um, so this video is going to be about 10 reasons why dating is terrible. Um, this is a very popular topic amongst my friends, people I know just in general in life. I've never heard one person say, dating is fabulous, dating is so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love dating so much. um, it comes with, struggles, unfortunately. Um, and I'm going to discuss, these 10 reasons why I personally think this is, this dating is just terrible. So my first reason is, and again, I had to outline this with notes. So if you see me looking down to my right, I'm staying on track so that this video is not, 5 hours long. First of all, people insist on playing games. So, there's like a general saying that dating in and of itself is a game, and um, you have to play games in order to win. And I just don't agree with that. I think, it's not necessary to play games. In fact, I think that playing games gets completely and totally in the way of, having a good experience dating. Um, and for example, so there's like this thing, and I think both genders do this, both men and women do this, where there has to be some sort of cushion time, and the cushion time is like to basically put on airs and don't, to make it seem like you're not as interested as you actually are. I think that's so ridiculous. I want to know if a man is interested in me. And, I would hope he would want to know if I'm interested in him, right? So why play the game and try not to call someone or try not to text someone or try not to, have too much contact with someone? Because the men are terrified of being called thirsty, which I never call men that. You're either interested in me or you're not, or you're interested in me at least somewhat, and then you're very interested in me. Like that's that's my range. No one is what I would consider to be thirsty. Unless you need something to drink, you're not thirsty. I don't believe that. So I would want someone to contact me. I want someone to reach out and, let me know that they're interested. So, that's how I feel about that. But it's like a known thing with dating, and it's a game that people are playing because you want to talk to each other, but you're not talking to each other because you're worried that, the other person might be too interested or not interested enough. And it's so strange. And dating, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show created in part by Jerry Seinfeld called Seinfeld. Yeah. Please go watch that show if you want to see great examples of why dating is terrible. I mentioned many of them here, but that's like a great show to watch if, as an example of how dating is so terrible. And, in real life, that man is smart. He got married and found his person, and that was the end of that. In real life, he's very smart. So, he obviously wasn't living like the character on that show. But, him and Elaine and, George the Kramer, they all, were involved in these shenanigans with dating. And that's why I think that if you haven't seen that show, please, and you want to, see more on this topic, please go watch that show. Um, you know, so my second reason is that no one wants to work on themselves prior to dating. Everyone just wants to be a complete and utter mess and unhealthy and broken and raggedy in basically every way, shape, and form, internally, physically, and they want you to accept them for the mess that they are at this current moment. And I don't think that's acceptable. I don't think everyone should be dating all of the time. Sometimes you need to take a break from those situations and work on your healing and your recovery and your self-love and your growth as an individual, and not be running around, wasting someone else's time and energy because, you don't have yourself together. So, that's like a huge thing that happens where people are like, well, I don't want to change. It's not about changing who you are. It's about becoming the best version of yourself so that when that wonderful person comes along, they got something to work with. You're coming in with all this baggage, and this is for both men and women, even though women get accused of having, baggage much more. Both do. People have childhood trauma from like past relationships and all these things. Work on all of that in your single days. Don't try to do that while you're in a relationship with someone, or expect them to be the one to heal you and fix you, because that's not how it works. You have to be healed on your own. Because if you find someone who's great, you might not even realize that was your person or how great that person was because you weren't healed and, you didn't appreciate what you had. That's happened to many people from what I've heard. This off, I feel like that's especially true with men, where it's this one who got away and, they just can't, get over the situation with her. Well, you got to heal from that. Don't waste some other woman's time. So, but we're going to get into some issues with each of the genders in my personal opinion. If my opinion offends you, that's not my intent, but I'm going to be honest up in here. That's just how I do. So, number 3 is people expect perfection. So this is kind of the opposite to number 2. However, this is another problem where, and I told you what show to go watch. Go watch that show and watch people getting dumped, for chewing too loudly or not laughing. Okay? It's a thing on that show, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, people do this in real life currently with dating. They don't want to accept flaws. Now, I said, don't just come up into a relationship a mess, where there's nothing to work with. However, you should not have to be perfect. The whole point of, getting to know each other is so that you each, know each other's flaws. And then when you see those flaws, you recognize, what you can handle, what you can deal with. Everyone is supposed to have deal breakers, but everything can be a deal breaker. Everything, every little thing can be a problem, to the point of ending what could be a wonderful relationship because of something really silly that you could work through. So, people aren't perfect. Stop going into relationships only showing your representative and being shocked when it doesn't work out. You never showed the other person who you were the entire time y'all were dating. And you have this expectation of, oh, well, you should know how I am. No, that person doesn't know how you are because you didn't show who you really are. Who are you? So, you really can't expect someone else to be perfect when there's no perfect person walking the earth. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. No one walking the earth is perfect. So you have to know there's going to be some flaws and some things that you either don't like or don't agree with or don't want per se. But if it's not a deal breaker, you need to adapt. Number 4 is everyone leads with their representatives. What did I just say about representatives? I did not look at this list prior to this video. I just put down whatever I put down. So everyone leads with their representatives. That's another problem that happens all the time, where people put on a perfect face. They don't want to show who they really are to others. And you can't really get to know someone. The point is you're supposed to actually get to know each other. And how can you do that? How can you find out if that person's right for you or not if you never see who they really are? It defeats the purpose. So that's the problem with these representatives. At some point, you've got to be yourself. The next reason why dating is terrible is because our society is obsessed with intercourse. So, people just can't seem to actually get to know each other. They want to become physically intimate within seconds upon meeting and still expect to have some sort of a deep, profound relationship with someone. It's not going to happen that way. Sex is a distraction, it interferes with actually getting to know someone. So it shouldn't be done as quickly as people want to do it. There's both genders, there's people in both genders who think, it's perfectly fine to meet random people and do something intimate with them on the first day. It's kind of ridiculous, and it's really gross when you think about it, because you're sleeping with everyone they slept with. Like, you don't know where they been. You don't even know their last name. So, this is especially problematic in my opinion for women, because you have the opportunity to get pregnant by some dude you don't know and who may not be a good option for a father. So why is it that people want to do those things, with each other immediately? Like, you shouldn't. And that's part of why dating is so bad, because there's people who try to force it on you. I can't tell you how many times, and I don't want to hear anything about what I'm wearing for this video. Let me tell you right now. I don't want to hear anything about that, because it doesn't matter what I wear. I mean, I'll have every bit of skin covered, and some individual will approach me in a way that's sexual, and in a way that I find extremely disrespectful and unnecessary. And it just doesn't matter. So I'm gonna wear what I want to wear at this point. Because if somebody's mind is on the wrong thing, it's already on the wrong thing. I don't have to influence it at all. So, it's to me, it's disrespectful, because you don't know me like that, sir. I don't know you. You know, um, we're not in a relationship. You haven't done anything for me or to show me that I'm special, that you care about me, that you're looking forward to, having a future together, etc. So, what makes you feel so entitled to demand that I open up my temple to you? We all only get one body. Yes, these people are running around having surgery and altering their body. I am a natural, body advocate. I advocate for self-love. So you ain't got to go do all that. If you want to, that's on you. But I'm telling you, if you're doing that to fix something that's broken inside, it's unnecessary. So, um, you know, the thing about it is, it doesn't matter if you're physical. You know, if someone wants to approach you in a physical way, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day what you look like. But um it's just, it's everywhere. It's in every movie, in every billboard. It's always somebody, doing something intimate with someone else. And I don't know why it's such an obsession, because I'll never understand why people are like obsessed with this, and why they lead with, physical intimacy. It's just not something, you know, um, I think should be at the forefront of dating. But because we're in a society where that's something that's, practically expected, there's the assumption, well, oh, everybody doing it. No, everybody ain't. No, everyone is not doing that. So, that's one of the big things, in my opinion, that makes dating really terrible, is that that stuff gets in the way of getting to know someone, um, on a deeper level. So you shouldn't, that shouldn't really be in a part of dating. I think it should be, if people want, it should be a part of, like a relationship or something. But that's not something. You only get one body, like I was saying before. What I'm saying is, this is your temple. You can't get a new one of these. So, you really should treat it with the utmost respect, and you shouldn't share it with just anyone walking the street. I'm just saying. This number 5 is a big reason why I think it's just problematic, because people get hooked on the physical side of the relationship and ignore every other huger problem. you know Much larger problems there than what's going on with the physical, but because of the physical, they're like hanging on for dear life. And that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. The sixth reason is folks don't really know what or who they want. They'll tell you that they know. Or better yet, and I hear this all the time, they'll tell you what they don't want. Instead of constantly focusing on what you don't want, because if you do that, that's what you're going to get, what you don't want. How about you guys focus on what you do want and who you do want so that you can get it? You see what I'm saying? And why would I focus on, let's say I want a steak for dinner. I'm going to keep thinking about steak. I'm going to keep thinking about the steak till I get the steak. I'm not going to be thinking about a sandwich when I want a steak. It just makes no sense. And I feel like people focus a lot on what they don't want. And this is another aspect I see, I'd say a lot more with men, oh, this is not the type of woman I want. I want this type. Okay, well then focus on that and maybe you can get it. And do what you need to do so that you are worthy of what you're asking for. How about that? Number 7 is there is too much focus on envy and dreams. And, this sounds, a little strange at first, but think about it. So a good example of what I'm talking about is social media. So everyone is like obsessed on social media with like these other people, these other couples. Oh, look at Aquanetta and Bonquevious. Oh, they have such a wonderful relationship. Everything looks so perfect. Oh, wait. Bonquevious bought Aquanetta a house? Oh, that's the kind of man I need. And then it'll be these, somebody else on the flip side saying, oh, Aquanetta, bought Bonquevious, his dream trip for 45 days to Jamaica. Oh, that's the kind of woman I need. And social media causes you to compare everything, and it can really make you unhappy with situations that are actually great. You just don't appreciate it because you're comparing what you have to what someone else has. And the truth is, you don't know what's going on up in there. You don't know what's happening between Aquanetta and Bonquavius. And that's why you're shocked when they put up their last post together talking about we done. We don't want to deal with each other no more. We have been having all these issues behind the scenes. We've had issues for a long time, which means they were faking it, to continue on with their followers, and to try to continue to make money because they turned their relationship into a scheme to make money as opposed to really having a good relationship and working on that. And now, you're taken aback and, you're like, well, what is life if Bonquavius and Aquanetta can't stay together? Come on. Focus on you and your situation in your relationship and living the best possible life that you can lead. And having the best possible relationship that you can have with whoever you're in a relationship with, and stop, making those ridiculous comparisons because you aren't those two people. Your situation and your lives are completely different. Number 8 is greed and impatience interfere with commitment. So greed and impatience interfere with commitment because it's similar to what I was just talking about. People don't have any patience. They can't wait, for the right person to come along, or they have someone great, but they're taking that situation for granted because they're greedy and they want to see, what else is out there, who else is out there to date. They want to keep all their options open, even though they really should fully commit to what they have because it's wonderful. So, they lose out on, relationships that could actually be a dream come true. These last two are going to be gender-based. It is what it is. You have been warned. I don't care. I'm saying what I believe. Women overall don't appreciate when men do kind and thoughtful things. Yes, that's number 9. And it may be true for you. It may not be true for you. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. I'm going to tell you a quick story where I saw something online about this woman who was gifted these beautiful flowers, and she made a whole video complaining about how the man didn't buy her a vase to go with the flowers. No, no, sis, no. You don't have a little Family Dollar, Dollar Tree somewhere because they have some very affordable and cute vases. I personally love flowers and I have, I don't know, 7 or 8 vases. And it's a surprise when a man sends flowers with the vase, but I'm going to keep it and I'm going to be grateful. So stop fussing when you have a wonderful man who's kind and thoughtful and does great things for you. Be appreciative. You get more, you get a lot more when you're grateful. Uh, and that's just true for women overall. When you have a good one, be grateful, shout it from the mountaintop because they're not all that way. um, and number 10 is men refuse to court women properly overall. Yes, I'm talking to you, men. uh, the whole courtship thing courtship is basically dating with the anticipation of marriage. You want to get married and you're hoping to marry this person. That's how serious you're supposed to be taking the dating situation. You're supposed to treat her well because that's who you want, as your future wife. Why would you treat your future wife like filth? Why would you disrespect your dream woman, your future wife? Why would that doesn't correlate? So, you shouldn't be trying to shortchange her and get the most out of a minimal investment, in anyone or anything. If you invest into a house, you want to get as much of that equity as you can. You want to get as much out of it as you can, right? Um, so invest in the best, right? Invest in that great woman. Treat her the way she deserves to be treated. And I think if these last two happened, and both genders got on board, dating would be amazing. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Thanks for watching.